All right, welcome back. Today I am going to start off my drive by complaining about work today. Really, most of the day was all right. I've got a job where every other week, basically, I'm busy. I've got a very cyclical type of a accounting position where basically for a few days at the end of one week and the few days at the beginning of the week, I'm pretty busy. But then, the next week for a few days at the end of the week and a couple of days at the beginning of the week, I'm not real busy. Well, today was one of my busy days, but that's not what I'm going to complain about, because I actually like being busy at work. I like working and getting stuff done, and I really actually enjoy what I do. So, it's good stuff. What I'm going to complain about is a project that I've been working on, or a large group of people have been working on to make some of the processes that we do at work a lot easier and a lot more straightforward. Well, today, so maybe a little bit of history. Background is that about almost a year ago now, we decided to buy, as a company, or as a group, we decided to buy a piece of software. We decided there were 3 or 4 software products that we were looking at that all fulfilled kind of the same purpose. But at the end of the day, we decided on one. It really kind of came down to the choice between one option had all the bells and whistles and really did everything for us, and the other option, or a competing option, was more of a bolt-on or an addition to our current system, and really just was more of an interface with the current system. Well, when we made the decision, we decided to go with this bolt-on and this addition for a number of reasons. One was that it was about a third of the cost. Another part of the reason was that this one with all the bells and whistles really sounded like, or seemed like, it would be conflicting with our existing system. And so we would be, while the running of the actual system might have been, a little bit easier, it would have been a headache on the backside getting it to work with our existing system and all of that stuff. And I'm trying to be as descriptive but as ambiguous as possible. Anyway, so today we had a project, kind of like a project update meeting, and we had basically the senior person on the project. We call him a process owner. He's basically the person that is over the entire system, the overarching system that this new product is kind of attaching to, and a few other people, some resources from our IT side and our IT team and things like that. And we were all talking about progress and steps that have been taken and made over the past week. Well, this IT project manager decided to say, well, we've decided to scrap our original decision, and we decided to return that one and get this other one, and guess what? The whole project's done because it just bolts right on and we're good to go. Now, of course he was joking, but the problem is it said way too much about the IT attitude towards the project. And he showed his cards way too much. It basically was obvious that there was a strong desire, or it showed their hand that there was not a strong desire to make the product that we had purchased and bought and paid for successful. That they more or less wish we had gone with this other product, and yeah. So we then spent the next hour talking about basically nothing. That over the last week, even though there had been 3 or 4 developers working on this project, or that had been assigned to this project, only one of them had actually made any sort of progress on the project, and then even then the progress was only kind of progress. It was not really anything. At one point they even made the claim, well, we've been able to connect, or we won't have a problem, we've been able to connect to these devices remotely. And luckily I have a good relationship with a number of these people, and so I knew that one of these devices had been sent with a consultant to a remote location. And so I said, oh, so have you been able to connect to this device that this consultant has out in another state? And to which we got the reply of, well, no, we actually have not been able to. We tried to and couldn't, and then we found out about something else, and we'll be able to do it that way. So the gist of it is, we basically spent an hour in this meeting hearing, not only have we done nothing this past week, but no, we've done anything this past week. And in fact, when I just told you that we had been taking steps forward, that was not the case. We actually, in many ways, took steps backwards. So yeah, that was the fun that I had today. Like I said, I really enjoy and I love the work that I do. There's just sometimes that you wish people would be more professional, and and that's really what I come away from these conversations more and more, is just like the whole project is being mismanaged and mishandled. And unfortunately, having only been graduated for a couple of years, I'm actually basically the most junior person on this team. And while I can certainly poke and prod and say a little bit, I don't have the ability to really kind of light a fire, I guess. And that's that's frustrating, but yeah. One thing that I've learned, or I've had to learn, and in some cases learned the hard way, is politics in some of these situations really matter. And yeah, I could probably light a fire and really raise a stink about some things, and get this one project or this one part of this one project to take steps forward, but the downstream negative effect would outweigh any positive that would come from that. Yeah, that's my gripe for today, my complaining for today. And man, I would love to see comments because, you know, while I've been focused and, you know, talking about that gripe or that complaint for today, I haven't. I've been paying attention to my driving, but I haven't been looking for bad drivers like I normally would. So just putting that out there. I'd love to see a comment on, you know, someone else that saw a bad driver that I missed while I was complaining about my day at work. But anyway, and I'll tell you what, I honestly feel a little bit better now. I was in a little bit of a sour mood as I was walking out of the office today. You know, because this is a project that you know, it directly impacts me and directly impacts my job, and we're several months behind where we initially thought we would be able to do a rollout on this project, and so it's, you know, it's frustrating for me in that regard. And so, but yeah, now I feel better. I feel uplifted, and maybe I should see a psychologist. Yep, I'm just gonna drop it there. You know, okay, so I'm going to share something else. I have libertarian leanings. So, you know, I have a lot of, you know, philosophies on different things. I don't think that people should get traffic tickets. But I do think that if you do something that causes damage, you know, if your actions in a vehicle, you know, cause an accident, throw the flippin' book at you, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, like, go ahead and run a red light, and I don't think a cop should be able to give you a ticket for that. But if you run a red light and, you know, and cause an accident, they should just, like, throw the book at you, right? And so, you know, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, how would that even work? Well, think about it. The same motivation for not running that red light still exists. Like, you don't want... We obey traffic signals not because we're afraid of the ticket. That's maybe a part of it, but at the end of the day, we obey traffic signals, we follow traffic lights because we don't want to get in an accident. And we know that not running a red light is a good way to not get in an accident. So, anyway, that's my little 2 cents on the subject. This person decided to come to a full and complete stop instead of yielding in the roundabout. Alright, well, I'm about home, so we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. Nobody's going to like or subscribe because, I mean, let's be honest, nobody's watching this. Right?